Hello friends, freaks, and geeks. Thank you for tuning in to Purple Worm Syndicate, Episode 2. We are picking things up right where we last left off within Ebonwatch, a fire genasi, Flint Northwood, and his traveling partner, Torque Storm, a dragonborn, after arriving to Ebonwatch, in search of a new job or lead for a grand treasure that is a little unexpected, but piqued their eye upon this journey. After deboarding the ship within the Province of Ashar for traveling a little over a week, they come across an Earth genasi named Hezilleon, who just finished a delivery job of spices and is looking to get new work right away after meeting a dwarf named Brock and a plasmoid going by the name of Hollow, who helps him transport the delivery to the Gilded Galleon Tavern for a extra set of coin after finishing his job. Picking up the next part of the delivery at Silas's bar, they run into a water genasi named Wilfor that was on a mission to pick up some soup for his master Quillen Jahunk, a member of the Robes of Ebonwatch, a monk monastery. Hollow actually comes by Wilfor. I keep saying 4. I don't know why I'd make it a 4, but Wilfor at the monastery and gave him directions earlier that day. Here's when our stories start intertwining. Hollow has an interaction with some members of the Sea Wardens that he has a late payment to one named Tara. As they leave, causing a little bit of a scene, Flint and Torque watch in the corner. We learn that Torque can't pay for his meal as his coin bag has recently been taken off of him by a halfling named Zane the Grade before entering into Silas's tavern. Silas gives the fresh produce to Hezilleon and Hollow, with Brock leading the way back to the Gilded Galleon. Wilfor heads out to not too far behind, with Flint and Torque traveling a little bit farther behind them, all kind of heading in the same direction, wandering through the city, not really knowing each other besides these brief interaction within this tavern. As these five watch and meet eyes for a split second, they run into something unexpected within an alleyway. The Sea Warden grunts that begin to attack Hollow, trying to collect this payment. As the street fight takes place, a man collapses and a wicked ooze monster forms out the back of him. Their group begin to fight off this monster and Hollow's attacker, and the halfling joins in the fight, with the 6 of you coming out victorious, but not after taking some minor beating. With two of these people transformed into an ooze creature, and one of them being a Sea Warden that got away, the one named Zane suggests that you follow him to get out of the clearing, get into a clearing and not have an audience follow you. Through there, you follow through the moonlit ward, past the Gilded Galleon, to stay low for a little bit, and head to the Degrade Farm. There you learn that Zane was looking for actually a crew to help on an adventure with a treasure map that he had found from the Phoenix Braves. Agreeing to help with this treasure or coin reward, you all head back to the Gilded Galleon Tavern for the evening to rest up once more, and you are met by one hot-headed dragonborn is where we are picking up today. As we last...
Can I make one addendum to your recap?
Yes.
I'm an air genasi, not a water genasi.
Did I say water? Thank you, continue. Did I say water? That's fine.
Yes, you did. But that's fine. You did water.
Yeah. Water, earth, you got fire. You guys are all... Too many genasis! We are currently at the Gilded Galleon Tavern. This establishment, as you look on this map of Ebonwatch, there are many people within here around this point in time. We were around dinner, we will say. As you guys remember, Brock was preparing this meal after resting at the Degrade Farm. There, a red and gold dragonborn, crossed arms, stern. I was like, you guys have a member that is 7 foot tall in your party. This Dragonborn is almost 9 feet tall. He is a monster Dragonborn. And he is just puffing on a giant cigar that like is just ash about ready to fall off behind the bar keep, basically. As the 6 of you guys walk in, and you just hear a grunting "Hello!" screaming out at you guys. As you make eye contact with this giant Dragonborn, you, of course, know him as Ashar Flameheart. So, as he grunts out to you, "You're late! Brock said you would have been back sooner."
Yeah, we ran into trouble from those Sea Wardens, you call them? Sea Wardens. Some nonsense about that, but I remember telling you about it a while ago, that bad job. Anyways, we ran into trouble, Dad dealt with, we're here now.
We're here now. You act like you come with more help today. Brock said you met some creatures, some friends, some foes along your travels.
There were weird ooze monsters, and that's saying something coming from me.
It is. At least you brought back my handsome man back to me. Brock is in the kitchen.
Oh, I was like, he was yelling at me last time I checked.
You all lot. Make yourself at home. Please take a seat. I only have a couple tables available, but I will get you service in just a minute. Brock has made a fantastic meal for you all this evening, and we have entertainment. Please, please, enjoy yourself at the Gildan Galleon Tavern. Ha! And as he says that, the barkeep, the owner, goes back to just managing behind the bar, filling up cocktails. A couple waiters come by, pick up, and as you look around, this establishment, like I said, is quite large, and it has a slight second-story balcony area. There's a small stage where you can hear the fiddling of a flute player, a little halfling, going back and forth, and he's doing a little tap dance song, trying to get the crowd into. Crowd's not really quite feeding into it yet, but looking around at each table, like I said, there are many faces. You have some people that, as you're walking by, you almost get like a whiff of just seafront, like, fish, and just, like that stench of somebody that's been working out on a boat for way too long. You have a couple individuals, I would say, by themselves, just enjoying the meal to themselves, not really keeping an eye on anything but head down low. It is a rough and tough crowd, but it's very busy in this tavern right now. So
That's with Shar. His bark's worse than his bite. He's fine. He's gonna find a spot to sit. We can talk more about our plans.
I kind of want to sit closer to the bard fella playing the flute. Wouldn't mind hearing some music.
Oh, I wanted to sit over there too. I quite wanted to hear how they were playing. I wanted to see if they could actually appease the crowd.
I respect a fellow showman.
I tip my hat to him and kind of point in this general direction towards these 2 tables here.
He suggests that maybe we can just like push these 2 tables together.
We'll be that group. Start making room for ourselves over here.
Yeah.
With that being said, Torque's gonna go grab these 2 tables and he is going to start putting them together. No, Flint.
6 people.
This would be a lot easier if you would help. Torque's just gonna start grabbing them.
Ezael, seeing the giant dragonborn, he would just be giving him an absolute stink eye, like not saying a fucking word to him, but just staring at him across from the bar and just kind of just taps for like a drink or something like that, but doesn't say a word to him. And then he would probably mosey on, basically towards where the rest of the group is to discuss the plans, but just kind of every once in a while just gives like a squinted stare over at Flameheart.
as you guys are sitting at this table. Just because that's... I can't pull tables together on this map. Oh, man. But yes, I will say you guys, if you really wanted to drag... This table is long enough that you could fit 6.
Right.
You just need to grab, like, the benches, essentially. I do like the idea of the benches, like, slowly being dragged. And people are, like, just watching to work. I will say, as you're calling out for Flint to help you, and you just start dragging the bench, there's that awful, like, just scraping noise of the... like, across the floor, like, that shock sound.
He could just pick it up, but he just chooses to
Yeah.
drag it up. That is correct.
Gotta flex these pecs somehow. Like, yeah.
I don't know though. The immersion is broken if we can't move the tables on the map.
So broken.
I did say his bark is worse than his bite, but he will still come kick your ass if you mess up his bar. So maybe stop dragging things.
Torg, I was like, as you're dragging, you hear just a loud on the bar, like, and you look over and you just see the smoke coming out of Ashar's nose. No more of that today. and then he goes back. And then he goes back to polishing his glass for a second. So
Tell me I at least got the tables together before he...
you got the tables together, but you could feel the eyes just glaring at you from behind as you were dragging them. As you guys all sit down, there is, of course, a menu of assortment of foods being served today. You have a baked goose breast. You have a grilled salmon. There's a boar tenderloin on the menu tonight. Rabbit and potato plate. And then a bunch of different kind of wines. This place kind of fancies their wine selection. You have a special vat. You have a redwood dry, a mead wine, high dusk dark. So there's just a list of assortment of wines and basically just very meaty foods on this menu.
I will have the rabbit and potato platter, please, and water.
No.
Rabbit and
Easily use this board.
rabbit and water for the water. I mean, air genasi.
Torque is going for the board meat.
Okay.
Tropical shark. Brock said he was saving me a stuffed duck or whatever he was making.
Yep. It is the roasted stuffed duck is literally what it is. Comes with the potato plate as well and some fresh collard greens.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, hit me with that good red wood wine too.
The red wine, the red wood dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
How long is this after we had our soup and grilled cheese?
it has been a couple hours. So
Okay.
yeah.
Like Plasmoids eat and drink through osmosis. So I just imagine how it just like sticks a finger in his glass and snorts on it. That's how he drinks.
Just there.
I would probably spend more on like a fine wine than I would the meal itself. Like I would go really cheap on the meal, but get like a fine wine.
Okay. The finest wine would be the Evermead, which is actually like 11 gold pieces.
Oh jeez.
No. Maybe not top shelf, but maybe like 2 down.
two down from that. The Temple Under Rock would be the next one, which is 4 silver pieces.
I'll try and round my meal out to about a gold, including tip.
Okay.
Get a bottle of the meal.
I think I'll have the stuffed duck as well, but you wouldn't happen to have any glute wine, would you?
Root wine? Wait.
Glute wine.
Glute wine. I might have something. Let me go check. I don't know why I'm mimicking your voice now. But
That's his job.
it is his job. Yes. Glute wine, we do have some in the back.
Perfect.
it seems a little on the age side. I hope that's okay. The bottle looks a little dusty, but I probably shouldn't be telling you this.
That's fine. It just. I mean, you remember how Glühwein is served, correct? I know it's been a while, clearly.
Oh, yes. And he slowly walks away. Make a perception check.
He has never
or insight, I guess.
drink before in his
Yeah.
life.
Ooh, that's not going to be a good insight check. That is a whopping... Oh, 7.
7. There was a little hesitation in his voice, but he has this to your better judgment.
Okay.
And as all of you guys begin placing your order, you guys are listening to the halfling playing on the stage. He is singing little sea shanties, going on and on about the ever-changing tides that have been being taken place in the seafront of Ebonwatch lately. There's a song that he keeps going over and over, repeating, basically. Glymays rise, Glysmays rise, the waves will change, oh my. Glymays is the sea that is out to the west of Ebonwatch. It's the Glymays Ocean. And as he goes on singing about the waves and stuff like that, you can hear some tankards being clapped down, people hooting and hollering from some of the sailors agreeing, and there's a little back and talk, I will say, within the tavern as people are slowly buying in. The little coin, basically hat set in front of Briar Featherfoot is the name of this bard. As he does a bow after performing one of his songs, a couple bystanders come up and drop a couple copper pieces in there, and he, of course, does the most elaborate cape, whoosh, like, thank you, I'm here all night, wonderful, thank you, like, and he just is continuing to thank all the bystanders as they are slowly paying him. Do we have any requests, he calls out, basically, the audience, trying to get more people involved at this point in time.
I would like to toss him a single gold piece and request to sing a song of the old days. Just something that brings back some nostalgia. I am quickly going broke.
You're tipping gold, tipping copper and
Yeah,
silver, my guy.
Flint is not very wise with money, we are learning very quickly.
That's alright. I'm also gonna ask him for information later.
Gotcha. So, a tale of the olden days, before or after our grand phoenixes arrived to the port.
Do something before.
Phoenix Braves are losers, so yes.
Before. Perfect. And he will start going into a tale known as the Stone of Unmoving, as this was the time the Brotherhood of Unmoving, a monk monastery group, ran this town for many years with different sea captains that would report to each other, keeping balance. This is before massive ships basically took place, and before even the understanding of airships. As Imeron, as you guys have reckoned in the past, were relatively common within Gastrin in previous campaign. Here it is lacking, as technology is still within the Steam Age very, very much, and almost futile age. A lot of the engineering marvelous creations of Gastrin have yet to reach the seas and the coast of Imeron. So, the The 5 captains, as he will be going singing on, formed the Brotherhood of Unmoving. Here they established basically the laws and the lands of Ebonwatch. They began the taxing market. This is a very sad and taxing song, as you can tell. And he's going on, he's like trying to recall everything to it. But the Braves arrived. Upon arrival, they established new order by one hunting each one of the captains. If they did not form an alliance with the Braves, their heads were taken, displayed within the city. Quite a ferocious group. As tales go on, the Braves became more and more feared, but they also brought great wealth to Ebonwatch. And as he goes on, it ends with basically praising the Phoenix Braves for establishing Ebonwatch as the greatest city on the west coast of Imeron.
I begin the chair, basically. Take this for that song. I'm gonna personally keep an eye on the bard, and just like if he decides to take a break or something like that, I'm gonna just try and get basically any information about the town, any leads, things like that.
Yeah. As you guys are, I was like, I'll let you guys.
I was also gonna follow through with that. If the bard like takes a break, I'm actually kind of along the same mindset as Flint, where I want to kind of like ask the bard about like the monk monastery that was at the top of the song.
Mm-hmm. So, I was going to say, he will stop. But when he does, he slowly walks towards, I'm going to put him down, for a brief drink towards the fireplace. Sit down, chill out once he says, I will be back performing more later on this evening. Please enjoy your meals. Thank you, thank you. And he will come over and set over down for a monetary time, like just a short amount of time. He'll pop over here after you guys basically encouraged him and he did this performance for him.
Okay. I'm sure I'd have some time before the food arrives, so I would mosey on over there.
I definitely would have been critiquing like on his performing.
I will tell you that his dancing and singing is a lot better than his flute playing.
His dad told him he couldn't dance.
Pretty much.
No son of mine.
Not happening.
Featherfoot really doesn't fit the name.
Is it Flutterfoot? He thought he was good at dancing.
Good at dancing and singing, not playing the flute.
So, sounds like he's good at fluttery feet to me. Well, you won't get up there, Zane. I remember you were up here a while back. I remember you being alright with whatever instrument you play.
Whatever instrument you play.
I can't remember what he said.
I do have my lute with me. If you all want, I will go up there and play, but obviously I'm not going to. He's the entertainment for the night. I'm not going to step in.
He's taking a break.
Yeah, go step in.
He's going to amuse the
Go show us what
crowd.
you can do.
Look, Flint's going over there. You can tell him, like, while you're on your break, makes the crowd doesn't get tired on you by keeping you amused. Just only be a little better than him.
Alright. I'll play one song. Let him take a break and I'll play one song.
Zane.
And I'll take my lute off my bag and I'll approach the stage.
Okay.
And I'm going to play a song regaling the tales of a young orphan traveling the world, searching for a true family, in a sense.
So, punk rocks, emo band.
Sound very My Chemical Romance right
Yeah.
now.
This is Blink 1-2.
Yeah.
Sounds very like Nikki FM, right, Alex?
Yeah. Roll me a performance check.
Of course. That is cocked. $17's not bad.
17's not bad. Yeah, not a bad performance. And as you're just strumming along after doing your main song, as you're building up the crowd, whatever way of picking up coin and getting the crowd rowdy up, I will say you are able to manage to get 6 copper pieces, 3 silver, and a gold tipped to you. Quite.
It's from Flint.
It is not from Flint. It is.
Okay.
It is actually from the gentleman down here. And as he tips, I will say Hollow and Zane, you guys can make me. We'll just call it a history check to see if you can remember who this face is.
11.
Dirty 20.
Here's 20.
Tell me if the roller is too loud on mic. Now it's closer to the mic than it was before, so if it's too loud, let me know. It's a lot of clank cubes here.
I really enjoyed hearing episode 1's.
That's fine.
It was great.
This is the senior officer of the Phoenix Braves.
Douchey.
This is Lysander Rowe Crestweaver.
Oh,
Dare.
name drop. Can I get that name one more time?
Lysander Rowe Crestweaver.
I'll bet he's a dick.
The guy's like, oh, we've got a big shot in town in the house today. I don't know why I went southern all of a sudden.
He is accompanied by a man in scholarly robes, basically, and a just barbarian madman who literally is just like chomping down on the largest goose leg that you've seen. As he's dropping off this coin, he is very pale, barely has any sort of peach fudge. Maybe it was like very old teens at best. Red, scorching hair burns back behind him, and he has green, piercing eyes. His garb says that he comes from some form of wealth compared to a lot of the other bystanders within the bar, but still not like full on like noble. He has a very flashy coat that is black and embroidered with gold, just medalings basically of different raids that he has acquired and helped basically raise the Phoenix Braves to grander stature, we will say. What you know about Lysander is that he is, of course, the right-hand man to JR. That's what everybody always calls the leader of the Phoenix Braves. It's JR. And many don't see JR out and about anymore. Lysander, over the last about 2 years, I see has became a young adult in a form of way, has started taking on a lot more of the face missions of the Phoenix Braves.
Once Zane comes back to the table, I'm like, oh boy, we got a big shot in here. Better keep plans to a simmer.
Yeah, seriously. I don't think we need to discuss nearly that much in detail as we did earlier, especially with him around.
As this happens, Brock comes swinging around with one of the barkeeps and starts setting down the food. And you can kind of see where you guys are looking at. Oh, you didn't know? They're here. It sucks. And then he kind of just walks away.
It's gonna be a long, how long they're here, time on time.
Who knows? Maybe if I get another chance, I can distract them more with some more music. Keep them not focused on us.
Well, I have no reason to pay attention to us. We just keep it down and we'll be fine.
Yeah, we're just other folk traveling the city.
I'm here almost every day and I'm in town, so.
Oh, also like quietly whisper under my breath, like, we do have one of their maps on us.
Not saying that is a great way for them to not know that. We all know. We don't need to reiterate it.
I think since I'm not over at that table, I think Ezel would be like, you have.
Yeah.
No, right now, no one has a map. It does not exist, and we don't need to talk about it. We just have a location we need to go to. It's some idea where it is. Who that end? Oh well, we need like a boat or whatever. But Ashar used to be a sailor. He can give us some hookins. If he's around, there's this other guy. He's currently a sailor.
I mean, if he's around.
Let's go. We can walk up to the bar. Like, hey, Ashar. Just quick question. Do you know if Grom's been in town lately?
Can't say I've seen the face.
Alright. Then I guess I have to ask you then. Where would we go about procuring shit that you would trust and be reliable and not going to tell where we go to other people?
I mean, really depends. I honestly haven't been down to the docks in a minute. You always could try the Moorland, see who's shipment going off from there. You got the Grey Dal. Who's captaining that lately? I believe it's Eugene Castleton is operating that at the moment. But depends on what you're going for. What are you going for?
You know me. This and that. High risk, high reward.
Reward being my cut of the shop or the room upstairs, right?
I've done you dirty, Ashar. I'm going to start now.
I know. I would just like to give you shit, boy.
Alright, well, keep those in mind. Appreciate it. I'll probably be gone for a few days once we get a ship located and things, just let you know.
Wonderful. And when you get back, I'll have more work for you, I'm sure. Because, I mean, there's always work to do.
It's Ebonwatch. I almost said wrong. It's Ebonwatch. There's always something to do or someone to take care of.
Correct. Now, do you mind keeping watch of the barkeep for just a second? I need to talk to Brock. Make sure everything's going good in the back.
Ah, Captain.
As you swap, basically, positions, to run the bar, I will have... I was going to say, let's see how good your sleight of hand is. I'm going to have you work some barkeeping right now. We are doing side quests. 2.0.
Believe it or not, Hal doesn't have a plus 13 like Alice did. take it though. The 15 definitely could have been worse.
Could have been worse. With a 15 for the bar, you are able to, it was like very quickly get out these couple orders that happen, and you feel very comfortable after working here for a couple years. You're not thrown behind the bar very often, but when you do, I was like this, it's the most comfortable you felt in a while. Nothing is bombarding you with orders. Pretty much, I was like, everybody's pretty straightforward. It's mostly wine pours. You have a couple like Fireball. No, Fireball is an actual one. Death Wish being like liqueur mixtures actually being ordered, but nothing too crazy. So cool. And as you take over the bar, Bashar slowly walks by, and we're basically going to do the pin, pan from the bar, seeing Hollow take over. Bashar towering over, walking by the table. Vizel, Zane, Wolfer, and Torque past the other people towards the back, and then you can see him ducking to go behind a door. And we're going to go towards Flint and the bard and their conversation. So, since you did go over there, we really haven't picked up anything since you've been over there.
That's alright. So, I approach the bar and kind of get lost in the fire pit for a bit. The smell of smoke hits my nose and I wince. I take a matchstick out, put it between my teeth, and bite down on it as I approach and take a seat. Tip my hat to Mr. Featherfoot here. And I just say, you could probably imagine that Tip wasn't entirely just for the performance. Wanted to ask a couple questions. I'm new around here. I was hoping that you knew some things.
A boy like me, knowing things, absurd. But, I mean, you did pay me a pretty coin earlier.
Right, and, switch my accent there. Basically, just one of the couple things. Are you traveling alone, or you got a crew that you travel with?
I am the Grand Briar Featherfoot. I am a lone solo performer. Don't you understand? He flips his hair back. The more you do solo, the more coin it is in for me alone.
Yes, of course. I completely understand not having to split the royalties, if you will. But I know what my limitations are, so sometimes I need to have a little muscle with me. That's neither here nor there. So you travel. This isn't your normal stop. Do you know things outside of the city?
Yeah, I make my way around the province. Normally up to Little Point. And now I'm changing my accent too.
Infected.
We're really
It's
good.
all part of the act.
All
Part of the day. So basically, I'm just gonna see if my coin can maybe get some information. We might be traveling a bit to the north soon. And got any travel tips? Roads that are good, roads that are bad. If you've seen anything or anything to watch out for. I know that some pods travel alone, but you gotta sometimes at least have a roadie or something.
If you're heading east from Ebonwatch towards Gamora, towards the Shamar Timberlands, the road to Court Landing is well advised to be avoided at this time of year, I would best say.
You say Court Landing?
Court Landing, the capital. There have been talks of caravans being turned over, attacked by creatures of the forest. They pretty much have shunned, the soldiers of Court Landing have shunned and advised anybody traveling to take the sea route as of right now. The only problem is, this time of year, summer, the two suns heat up the ocean, changes the tides and the waves, makes the moon angry, we like to say around here. When the moon gets angry, it does not make the ships very well traversed or easy to. A pleasant ride, we'll say. So, best to wait until the end of the month, most people say. You fish locally. You keep in town. You bear down, bite your teeth. Enjoy the city. Small trips, fine. Long, tedious trips around the peninsula. Not well advised, I would say, my friend.
I appreciate that information. Just came off a boat myself, in a different direction though, so I'm just not sure where the compass is pointing. Where you headed to after this stop?
Plan on staying in. I've been watched for a little bit till the summery fest of Kamora. It's when the fireflies ignite the light of the dark skies. Beautiful time.
You said it's in a month, this festival.
It's in a month. About a month.
I imagine a lot of money would be coming through this festival.
Oh, always. Many carnies and carnivals and attractions, bards, even some scholars trying to recruit end up going there just to get the name out there.
Sounds like a great place to work.
It is.
You plan on getting some extra coin out of this festival as well?
Always. Been doing it for my third, fourth tour, I would like to call, where I make a trip around this time of year, breaking of summer. I head down from Court Landing, hit up Ebonwatch for a little bit, hitting up different taverns each night, going down to the docks. Once all the coin is sucked up here, we head to we head to Kamora.
Last question for you would just simply be, someone were to want to perform at this festival as well. Do you have some kind of a direction or connection for that? My friend over here is a aspiring artist, as you can tell. He seemed to rile up the crowd a little bit with his flute. Was it a flute? I'm sorry, what did you play?
The lute.
Lute.
Briar played the flute. Zane plays the lute.
He gets the F out.
I think Briar's playing the lyre.
I think that's about all the info that I would need out of this gentleman. I just kind of wanted to get the lay of the land from somebody who travels. So, with that, go ahead.
I was going to say, your inquiry of your insight check earlier, which was not prompted, I can say you can do one now.
Ooh, okay. And this is just regarding the
Information given.
locations and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Inside is 16.
16?
Yeah.
Something about the festival is off, he said. Maybe the timing, maybe the location, but...
I tip my hat to him and thank him for his time and for the information, and I'll go ahead and walk on back over to my table where we might even, I don't know, timeline-wise, if I've already started eating or if I'm about to start.
your food's already been set over there, so I'll put it, it's been dropped on the table. Within your conversation, you see Hollow is working up at the bar still, and then the four of you are still sitting at the table, starting your meal.
At this time, would it be appropriate, or would it be fine for me to go over and talk to Brian Funk real quick, just to?
You
I
guys
forgot he wanted to join me for that. My bad.
tagging out. I will say before the ending of the conversation, you can drop over for a second.
I'm going to telepathically report to Torque everything that I just communicated.
Alright, so as Flink's wrapping up this conversation, I feel
That is I.
I don't want to take up much of your time, but I had noticed in your last song you had inspired lyrics, I would say, about a monk monastery. I'm curious if there's any more to that which you might know, like what happened to it, or did the monks survive, or did they go somewhere else? I'm a traveling monk myself, you see.
I mean, as the tale says, the 5 captains formed the monastery that is holding and has held Ebonwatch together, but after they were slaughtered and put to rest, the monastery broke apart and dissolved to what people call now the robes of Ebonwatch, the crumbling monastery you see within town is the remains of what was a great establishment at some point in time. 15 years ago, I was quite a young lad.
I see. I don't know if you've ever heard. There was one monk that stayed, though, yes?
As far as I could tell, nobody's been there in years.
Mr. Feathersfoot, thank you very much for your time and your wisdom. I will leave you to enjoy yourself before you go back on for your own performance. And then I'll talk about it afterwards.
Okay, Jim.
Wait, no, it's 100 copper is 1 gold. Figures that-
Copper or pennies, gold pieces a dollar.
Yeah.
I went ahead and broke down a gold piece.
As you, Flint, and Wolfer, head back to the table, I will say Rock and Boshar come out from behind the kitchen to relieve you from the front. Do we have any trouble?
Nope. It's very nothing crazy. Pretty standard.
Perfect. Thank you. I will take back my post. Be off. Don't get in any trouble tonight. Don't do anything I want to do, which is not very much.
Oh, right now I was gonna go eat my food that was delivered like 10 minutes ago.
Brock will just chime in. Hey, tell me how it is, alright, bud?
I'm sure it's great. It might be a little cold.
It might be great.
What are you gonna do if I say it's
It better be great.
We're gonna see if
It
I say
better
it's
be
terrible, Brock.
You know, go back to it. So the two of them will relieve you, and you can head back to. I will say, as you head back, dun dun dun.
Sorry, the mouse was there or something.
The 3 figures with the Phoenix Brave emblem, which is at this point in time, it is a encrusted blackened piece of armor, almost like an armband that has been forged over a piece of red leather, and then it is a gold phoenix basically rising up as the emblem for it. The 3 of them, though, that were sitting at the table, they leave their coin, their mess on the table, they'll walk by as you are slowly heading back, Howell. And the 3 of them walk by you as you switch back, and the scholarly looking man will look at you and hit back and stares at the table log. He does like a back pedal for a second and just for a split second to you, Hollow, will say, "The hand's always ready if needed," and back up.
What?
And keep on walking. And the 3 of them leave out of the tavern.
The hands are always ready if needed. Come back to the table. That is a weird interaction with those guys. It does. The hand is ready if needed mean anything to anybody.
My hands are always ready. Who needs their hands?
Great, door. Now knows what I'm looking for, though.
I want to think on, after Hollow telling that to us, I want to think about that and see if I've overheard anything about that, with you knowing kind of how I've been throughout town for the past. Yeah, I want to see if I've heard anything relating to that.
I probably should have done that too, and just instead of assuming he didn't know, but I made my choice.
This is just a general intelligence check.
Well, it's a straight roll, but it's a 19, so.
That's really good. This is code. This is the initiation code for the Phoenix Braves. This is the trial by fire they offer in secret to basically have possible new members test the waters. If you hear these words, that means that you have a trial coming up with them. They don't tell you anything. It's very much like sorority in a way. They just show up.
Start hazing you.
And they haze you, basically. And if you pass their trial, Hollow has been watched recently. Whatever he's done has caught the attention of the Phoenix Braves. And now he's beginning the trial. The Phoenix Braves. Even if he doesn't want to or not.
Yeah, Hollow has no clue about this.
And Hollow has no clue.
He owes a bunch of people money. That's enough to stop.
I don't owe anyone money. I'm willing to pay back this shit tab from Taro, or whatever.
Like hearing that. The Braves are trying to recruit you, Hollow.
Weird. I guess I've done jobs, I guess, around town for a couple years now. I think it's probably got around. These guys are barely even in town anyways. I don't know if I would want to join them. But, yes, we'll see what happens. News to me, though.
Honestly, that might be a good thing for us.
How we're being watched by the Braves when we're about to do something involving a stolen map from the Braves.
No. Not that we're being watched by them. We might have a way to be able to get more information, because this map leads us to the pools, but it doesn't show us a more detailed location.
You can try to infiltrate the group and try to get more information. You know, they don't ask questions of like, how'd you get this map before you were actually a member of the group?
I'm sure we wouldn't keep the map on you, of course.
So, just ask about treasure that they know of.
Not be so blunt.
I'm not subtle.
Honestly, you just getting in might be a way for someone a bit more subtle to find things out.
Well, for all we know, I'm going to fail the test or whatever. Let's just keep planning like we're not going to have the help. And then we'll see what happens. Oh, no, I'll tell you, the other guy I know isn't in town right now. But, Sharma did mention a couple ships who might be willing to take us where we want to go. You can check out at the moors.
At this time, I would share my information about the traveling,
With the travel by boat being kind of treacherous this time of year. And just basically shared the information that I learned from the bard.
So if we're planning on traveling by boat, it seems to be a bad time of the year. But traveling east, there's a lot of attacks on the main road. So we're looking for some bullshit upon leaving this town by the sounds of it, no matter where we go.
Well, I vote we don't take the boats. The boats. those waves, the water, it doesn't sit well with my stomach.
For what Flint said, the roads are worse right now.
I can be any piece on the road.
Oh.
Not to mention, we just got off the goddamn boat. We've been on that thing for... Lost track of how many days we were on that boat, Torque.
I spent most of it not feeling very well. I don't think I'll forget about that.
Also, can we avoid?
I double tapped my vote for the vote.
I didn't see the map very well, but wasn't it like a sea map, Zane? I don't think we have a choice but to go on a boat.
Well, we're going to have to get on a boat at some point.
But we can shorten the trip if we go through the north, from what I remember seeing on the map that was provided last session.
I mean, boats are faster than walking.
Well, right, but not if the waves are against you.
Just call your chief while you're on the boat, and everything will be centered. I say go.
Travis, I cannot hear you. Can you put your mic a little closer to your face?
No.
There you go. He's saying that, Torque, you need to center yourself and be like air, I suppose. Just be really airheaded, if you will. And no longer will you care about being on the boat that we just got off from.
I see you're trying to antagonize Flint. However, your careless barbs that you just throw around are hitting nothing but air, so to speak.
Well,
Was that vicious mockery?
Yeah, seriously, a piece of bark here.
wouldn't be the first time that I found myself around an edge of Nazi, but last time should have been the last time. But here we are.
Here we are.
Flint
We are
said,
indeed here. Where else would we be?
Flint said,
There you go. There you are.
Flint said he told us everything the bard said. Did you say that something was weird about the celebration date? Wouldn't someone who's been in town for a while know if the celebration date was weird?
Yes, you seem very vague about that. I'm not entirely sure if he was trying to steer us away from the performance aspect or just wants to make more coin for himself. I'm not sure. He's hard to read, but this is kind of his profession. It is not mine.
The festival he was talking about hasn't happened in 5 years.
Man, he was leading on a wild goose chase.
Well, shit.
Well,
You win some, you lose some.
And Kimura is not a sought after town anymore, as of recently.
and he was really trying to get rid of competition, send you out of town, nowhere near where he was going to be. Here. I bet he doesn't leave this tavern for a month and a half.
Alright, well, that's a nice lesson. I'm gonna kind of fidget with my deck of cards and just kind of just shuffle them, just thinking around with them, basically.
Sounds like next step is go talk to a boat captain. How late is it right now? Probably pretty late at this point, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys are probably getting pretty tired even after this meal and stuff like that. Like, it is the entertainment for the food and stuff like that. Even arriving here, I was gonna say it's probably putting it close to, we'll just say like 11 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys have been here for quite some time.
But it sounds like it's a morning problem. I don't know where you guys are staying, but I have a room here, if it wasn't obvious.
I mean, I'm sure you can guess where I'm staying.
Oh, you're at your farm. You live here. I kind of forgot.
Exactly.
We all do. Well, you guys do whatever you want. How about we meet here hour after dawn?
I'll probably be crashing at the farm, unfortunately. It seemed quite small, but be sleeping outside, and I want to save some coin before I leave.
Alright. Every way if you're going to sleep on the farm for a second. That farm was like 2 rooms. I'm like, Boshar, I'll give you like a 30% cut instead of a 10% cut, like usual. Can we get rooms for the rest of the people in my party?
I don't know. I was kind of sweet on the old lady. You got a father around, boy?
No, Dad hasn't been around for a while.
Well, there you go. Found myself a bed.
Okay. So 1 less room, 25% cut.
I don't think that's going to work out how you think it is, Flint.
First, I'm gonna put like his hand on Flint's shoulder. Good luck, buddy, but I'm gonna stay here and take Hollow's offer.
Oh, fine, fair enough. Let's do that instead.
Fine, I'll give you a cut. Just this once. 6 gold pieces. For 6 of you. Just fucking with it. I'm just kidding.
Look, is that how we do things?
No, not at all.
Can't say no to this amorphous, purple-faced Voshar, you know it.
I can with my beautiful dwarven bears right here. But yes, you are hard to say no to as well. Fine. 10 silver pieces for the lot of you.
Pretty sure I have that. Toss it to him.
Zale's gonna walk up to Hollow and just like
Yeah.
squint his eyes and look at his face. No? Like, that wasn't very hard at all. I don't understand.
I was like, it took me a second, like, what do you mean? And Pop was like, what? And like, oh, well, you don't have our repertoire, Zale.
So that means I can say no to you.
You can try.
Very easy.
You can always try. I did just give
I
you a
just
room for
did.
the night, though. You can
I
choose.
just did.
I can just be like, no room for Zale. He can sleep on the corner.
I can sleep anywhere.
Okay. Why don't we just all just go to bed?
I slowly look up from my cards,
Yo.
peeking out just the bottom brim of my hat, and just kind of study Zale for a second, and then just figure it best to not dig too deep on that one. And just lower back.
With that, you each basically 2 silver pieces a piece. You're not included in the charge of the 10. That's why.
Yeah.
It's 2 basically silver per person. Get your own individual rooms.
I'm going back to the farm.
You're 8 silver pieces. Zane's coming back.
I toss him a gold and I get 2 silver back, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's fine.
Each of you guys get your own room, 8 by 10, twin bed, chest at the end for holding all your gear. I guess, does anybody have any bedtime rituals or any last minute deeds they do for this evening?
Torque will get a little workout in his room.
Okay.
And he's not going to be quiet about it. Like, he's going to count and it's going to be very loud.
In the middle of the night, as you're going through your workout, you barely can hear the knocking of a door, and it goes on for a second, and it gets a little bit louder. It's super
Used
loud.
to the noise that that Torque can make, so I would have intentionally picked a room far away on the other end of the hallway, just to give myself a little bit of sleep.
Does the knocking get louder?
It gets louder.
Alright, well, Torque right now is pretty much just in, his pants, he has his shirt off and everything, and he hears it, he stops what he's doing, he'll go up, he'll answer the door. He'll just swing it open, he's like, who's there? Who
Top-
interrupts this perfect workout?
Towering, looking into the 7-foot door frame, is Voshar. You're going to stop that now. And he closes the door.
what I expected. Okay. He's a little
Game
bit.
time.
I think Hollow keeps like a journal of like stuff he's doing, especially like now after like what it's not adventure he's doing. Like he's trying to get like what he's done, how much he's working on, how tools he made today.
Okay.
That. I'm assuming he has like a little more of a customizer, but obviously he like lives this in.
Yes.
Some like trophies and stuff on the walls. Like what?
So the second floor of this tavern has about 10 rooms to rent out in total. Off the very last room has basically been rented out completely to you, and the main room itself once was this 8 by 10 room, but Ashar gave you access to the attic area.
Oh, nice.
So your room essentially has now the main level has become a staircase, and you go up into pretty much a weird ceiling, like my house. Basically.
Yeah, that's right.
Weird like drop ceiling, but it's almost the entire like part of the tavern half that you have. And you've made shift like a little living room area and like your actual like very like Goonies style like secret hideout.
Yeah, there's my very comfy chair, like my sit down, like bend over desk, like all right, gotta feel what I did today.
Yep.
Relaxing by like the lantern light.
Yeah. With that.
I was going to ask one thing.
Mm-hmm.
After leaving the tavern, how much later did I leave after Braves?
15, 20 minutes, I would say.
I think I would do a bit of my snooping to see if I can catch up and get on their tail, basically, before heading back to the farm.
Okay. So you're trying to find basically the 3 that left here. We're gonna call this because you're tracking them, so this is gonna be a survival check.
Yep. Sandbox. 17.
Alright. You follow them outside the Gilded Galleon Tavern. Looking around, looking at the streetlights up and down. You head towards basically Seaview Heights. A little bit closer to the coast, but this is where a lot of the overnight action of the Phoenix Braves that are still hanging around before they go back to the Citadel, if they have access to it, will roam these streets. There's a couple different fooderies and stuff that they like to buy around here. As you are keeping watch behind, you finally catch behind the tail of one of the 3. The group has separated at this point in time. Lysire Rowe, Crestweaver, and his scholarly acquaintance has left. But the shirtless barbarian man with the fiery red beard, he is by himself, and he is, at this point in time, walking into a different bar, we'll say, basically. You can see the doors, and you catch the glimpse of him as he's walking in for a split second. As you look around, and you keep back for a second, you can hear a tussling inside. There's a loud commotion of a chair and furniture being broken before, moments later, he walks out, wiping his hands, removes what seems to be like a brass knuckle on his fist, pockets it, and then starts walking down the street again.
I think when he slipped in, I would have tried to get closer to see if I could hear anything.
Okay. And we'll just do an insight check then. Or we'll do an investigation, honestly. Because you're trying to listen in.
Not the best. That's 14.
14.
Not the best when you're level 18, 20.
I know.
14's pretty good.
14 is
pretty
good.
solid at 2.
So, you heard this is another small thieves guild, like local area. This is just, they literally call it the Neighborhood Watch. They're a small guild that has slowly been popping up as the Braves have gone in and out of town a little bit more and left some of their territory open. What you heard basically was the beating of 2 members of the neighborhood. The Neighborhood Watch, if you want the full thing, basically. But you heard them getting smacked around. What sounded like a chair was broken. And one of them called out, Bennett, no! And then before he smashed him unconscious and then went silent.
What was that name again?
Bennett.
Bennett?
Bennett. Bennett.
Taking that extra bit of info, I will head back to the farm now.
Heading back to the farm. Your roll was good, but you are in a not so pleasant area. I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Another Joel character almost dying for wandering out by himself.
Actually, really good. 21.
That's really good. Oh, I rolled a nat 20.
Are you serious?
I rolled a nat 20.
Oh
Does
shit.
that negate the 21?
It does.
Yeah, even modifier 2 and probably higher than that.
A non-lethal hit, basically, of a blunt, what feels like a battle axe, is hitting the back of your head and dropping you unconscious. You're not making it back. You're not making it back to the farm tonight.
He said tonight, not ever, so there's still hope.
As Zane falls to the ground, and you see, as your head hits the cobblestone, before your eyes fade out, you can see 3 more individuals swarm around you, and the face of Lysander standing in front of you. Looks like we got another one. Hands are always open, is the last thing you hear before your eyes go shut.
Seems very reminiscent of fucking Negan from The Walking Dead when they first made him be a thing.
Never watched it, so I don't know.
Art imitates art, he said.
During the night, and when you wake up, that's for you. Torque, you have the calling in the back of your mind keeping you, as you're working out, trying to maybe block out something. As you're doing these tasks and stuff like that, and you remembered what was asked of you, and where you stand. Makes it hard for you to sleep. I'm going to have you roll me. We're going to do a Constitution saving throw to see if you are actually able to get a full night's rest without being woken or disturbed by the giant might calling to you.
Alright, well, that's going to be a 15.
15. You are not exhausted when you wake up, but this lingers in the back of your mind. You drift off enough to get your full rest, but it was not a very good rest, I'll say, so you might be waking up a little bit cranky.
I did have one thing to do basically before I rested. I just didn't want to jump in front of anybody.
Yeah. What was the one thing?
So I do a daily journal entry. I shuffle my spell deck,
get everything prepared for the morning. It looks almost like all the cards just start floating out mathematically, kind of rotating around, and then back in the deck in a particular order.
Okay.
And then before I close my eyes, I take a pocket watch out of my vest, just kind of look into it, and stare blankly at it for a long time before closing it and going to sleep.
With that, the morning sun, the mother sun, you know what I mean. Or maybe you don't know what I mean, actually.
Mother, Son, and Holy
Mother,
Ghost.
Son, and Holy Ghost. No, Solana Alta, the larger of the two sons of Hezilleon, rises up, breaking over the peak, the seas, hitting the windows in your room. You begin to smell the kitchen below starting to open up and cooking. Small cutlery is being moved around as the tavern is slowly opening up and some people are waking up from their rooms, going down to get breakfast. Smell of eggs and bacon and sausage hits your guys' nose as it whiffs through the unders of the doors. You guys all rise out of your rooms. Tell me what happens in the morning.
I think with all the talk about going back on a ship, Torque is going to be kind of dead set. I'm going to like a herbologist or something, and maybe finding something to help with his seasickness. So this morning, especially after kind of like the rough night, not really sleeping good, maybe some of the fresh air. Torque's just going to skip breakfast, tell Flint like, hey, I'll be back in a bit. I'm going to go find a herbologist. See if I can get rid of this.
At least eat yesterday's meat. At least eat that yesterday's meat that you picked up along the way so you don't skip breakfast. You gotta keep your protein intake.
I'll eat it on the way.
Sorry for talking over you, my bad.
No, you're good. So, yeah, Torque would actually ask Hollow where a herbologist shop is before he takes off leaving.
Right, knocking on Hollow's door. Like, imagine he has like way comfortable with everyone else does. I feel like he doesn't come down in the mornings very often because he usually has like late nights all the time. So I feel like he has his own like water, like coffee, like stuff in there. He has like like a small fire smell, so like heats his own coffee.
Yeah.
Like opens the door in his robe. He's like, what?
Well, see, Hollow, I don't do good on boats. I'm looking for a herbologist. Somebody that will maybe can make something to fix my issues. You wouldn't happen to know of any place around here like that, would you?
Yeah, just go to the market, not the bad market, the other one. The directions like up that street, down that road. You hit that place, you've gone way, way too far, and you go back like a half mile. Torque, like look straight. Are you going to get lost?
I can't promise that I won't.
You probably should take someone Flint with you. I'm not going to babysit you, but it seems to be his job.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. He says down this street and that street and just take a look right here.
I'll write it down right here and tape it to his forehead.
He gave you directions to Sassy Ignar's greenhouse.
Perfect.
Down and meet you guys out in the tavern in like another hour.
Which is technically...
How far does your telepathy go, just out of curiosity?
30 feet?
Oh, okay. So once you're out of range, you're out of range.
Yeah.
Alright, well, you got yourself a good hour and a half before I send a damn search party. I'm sure you'll make enough noise for me to find you.
I'll be back before then. And Torque's gonna take his lead going to this herbologist shop.
As Torque leaves, you will see you're gonna cross paths with Hezilleon walking back in. Hezilleon got up a lot earlier than everybody and went and got a workout. Kyle's just gonna look Torque up and down as they're crossing paths and it's like, find time for a workout. Much better than in the middle of the night. Everyone's trying to sleep.
Actually, I find it more calming and relaxing to do it in the dead of night while everyone is asleep. Less commotion. Definitely a lot more quieter.
Just have to go before anybody else wakes up. Very peaceful. Plus now I can fill my hungry self with a good breakfast instead of exhausting myself and going straight to sleep.
Well, enjoy your food. I am going to go find the herbologist.
Herbal? What? What?
Well, see, I don't do so good on boats. It's mostly the waves. I'm hoping that this person
Your
might...
waves?
Yes, it doesn't sit well in my stomach.
That's embarrassing.
Yes, and now I want to fix this issue. Or at least try to find a way to fix this issue.
Best of luck on your on your journey.
Well, thank you.
Heading out of the Gilligallion, heading east along the Main Street Road, through past the gates basically separating the Moonlit Ward and the Sea View Heights. You head towards basically the towards the fire beacon, the thing that points towards center of town, and from there is the main Crimson Shore Plaza, which is where you're going to find Sassy Vignor's greenhouse. Entering in here, it is just a large greenhouse with, it's not set up like a shop in a way, it is literally just two-road greenhouse that runs all the way back. There is a almost translucent lizard folk watering some of the larger flowers and herbs along the right-hand side as you walk in. There's maybe one other customer in here. She studies and begins to water the roots of this plant. She turns and looks at you. Hello, welcome to Sassy's. What do we need today?
Yes, I am looking for something. It's maybe some medicine that would help, quell my stomach when I'm out on the ocean. Or out on any kind of water for that matter.
Oh, sonny boy. You're in a seaside town, don't you know? You can't be seasick around here. Do you hear this? He gets sick on the sea. Oh, that's so funny. These two lizards.
I'm like, give her this, intimidating look. Not that.
I'm just joking. I'm joshing you. Don't worry. I do have... it's a seaweed-infused potion, basically, that just helps limit the motion and the sway, I would say. Take one sip of this. You get about 3 lastings per bottle. Should help you with any form of seasickness. I've dosed it with a little bit of honey for some flavor. I hope you do like it. It is only 3 copper pieces.
Orc is going to take out his little money bag. He's going to take out 1 gold coin. And he's not very good with money. How much can I get with this?
Oh, only seaweed seasick potion? I only have so many vials, my dear, but I have 5 available if needed. Can make more. I don't know.
I will take your 5 and also a recipe to make this.
I can't sell you my secret, I can't give you my secrets. I'll be out of business if I did that.
Well, without thinking about it too much, Torque's going to be like, fine, okay, here, take the gold, Give me the 5 potions.
All right. If you drink this when you're on a boat, it's a seaweed seasick potion. Basically, it gives you a +5 on your con save when you're on a boat and have to roll for seasickness.
That's the type of homebrew I'm here for.
The real question is, how much change does she give back?
Yes, that Torque's not smart enough.
I know Torque's not going to ask for any change. How much she's going to give back.
He's just going to take the 5 potions and like, no, find my way back.
Are you walking back? I was going to say, I was going to give you some change back.
Yeah, Torque would like literally take the potions, just ignore her completely, and like look at the directions like.
You're change. Oh, he's gone already.
Now the hard part is, can Torque find his way back, reading the directions?
Yeah.
You reverse engineer this direction.
You just make her
You
survival
remember a
check.
big lighthouse, right, buddy?
That was the gear. That's like 2 steps away.
Make her a survival check for me.
Survival check.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm proficient with that.
That's
Good thing I'm proficient
wild.
with that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a 13.
13. Oh, you make a couple of turns that might have been wrong, but you get to the cornerstone of basically one of the keeps outside of the Brave Citadel. You get turned around for a second. And as you're standing there, leaning up against the wall, you see a halfling tied to a pole, unconscious. Stripped down to his underwear, with purple hair.
Torque's gonna stare for a second, and he's gonna think to himself, is this art?
This is art.
I just don't see why someone would consider this art, but I do like art. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the issue here. So then Torque, after like talking to himself, because you know he's like, oh, this could be something. He's gonna go like tap on the halfway and like, hey, are you doing art? Your expression is a bit off. You probably shouldn't be sleeping.
You have a
I
massive
make
head.
a
I could-
say when I wake up. I'm just fuck up.
Oh, Zane, is that you?
Or
Why are you tied to this pole?
that's a long story. Can you get me down?
But you look so good right there. Like, if I was an artist, I probably would draw a picture of you tied to this pole.
I trust me. I'm not an art piece. I'm a statement right now.
A statement. Isn't that just another form of art?
Not the good kind.
Torque's gonna on Zane. Well, I'll say it, that last part right there. Like, such a shame.
I was going to say, the knot takes a second, but you can unbound Zane from the pole. Yeah, you guys are standing at the cornerstone of breaking between the Moonlight Ward and basically the sea view heights along this cobblestone. And there's different poles that normally hold flags high in the air. They're completely removed now at this point in time. There's about 3 on this side, and that's what Zane was tied to, was one of the flag poles, basically. You weren't high up in the air or anything like that. You were actually just tied along the ground, but all your personal stuff have been removed from you.
Well, why are you naked? Where is your clothes at?
Well, really, I got robbed last night.
That sounds horrible. Here, take my He's gonna take off his chainmail shirt. Like, here you go, and just kind of give it to Zane, knowing that it's probably a lot bigger than Zane. This should cover you.
Just fucking drops him to the floor.
Crushes him.
You cannot equip this item.
You probably don't have heavy armor mastery, do you?
I am gonna be like looking around, like seeing if they just threw my shit somewhere to fuck with me.
Looking around right away, you see one of your shoes down a side alley.
And I'm gonna start following my shoe and like see if it's like a trail of my shit.
It is a slow trail of your shit. And finally, you get to a treasure chest. You have your base loafers, your pants, your shirt, your light armor, none of your weapons, none of your satchel, your map's still gone, and you come up to a chest that literally is wrapped in chains down the side alley, and it just has an arrow that points to figure it out.
So much for them not knowing about the map.
Book would be following Zane right now, kind of like, this is interesting.
Where will the art piece go next?
Is Zane still in his drawers, or did he wear this chainmail and he's just like, shh, shh, shh.
I definitely like when Torque put it on me, I like shuffled down the street and like slowly putting on my stuff.
Mommy, why is that halfling wearing no clothes? Look away, look away, look away.
Torque,
Is he an art piece?
Torque, can you carry this back?
Torque's gonna, actually, this Torque is gonna have some smarts. He's gonna look at the chest. He's gonna try to break the chain off first.
It's like multiple chains.
Yeah, we're gonna try to like just rip them off. At least give it one good attempt.
Okay. Roll.
Did I get a long rest now?
What?
Did I actually get a long rest there? Time to post.
He was out.
Yeah, you were knocked out, so technically yes.
You were unconscious for 8 hours. It's technically a long rest, right?
Technically.
I got my spells back. That's the important thing.
I thought you were your bardic inspiration.
That too.
What do I need to roll for trying to break these chains? Just strength.
You have strength. Yep, if you're just trying to manhandle these things.
That's a 9, so not too great.
No, not on steel chains, it won't. Like, you're pulling, and this is just like, this is like a master lock, that, like, the oversized master lock that's normally in most, like, fantasy world, that's what you're dealing with on this thing. It literally has, like, 6 chains wrapped around this thing and just one big lock taunting you.
Alright, well, with that, Torque kind of, like, probably give up, like, I don't got time for this, let's pick it up, just hang it over him.
Dragging the
And
chest.
and if Zane got his clothes back, he'll just take his shirt, throw it back over him too, and just kind of carry them both.
Okay.
Thumbs out, guns out, you know.
Yeah. A shameful walk back.
Shameful walk back. As these guys are out and about dealing with this, what's happening at the tavern?
Probably maybe waiting down to the bar at this point. Just waiting for everyone else to show up.
I'm gonna put Zane.
I feel like I would have noticed. I still don't know if he's like names are up on my head. So, Joel, are you Zane? Is that what? Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have noticed Zane missing.
Oh, he was going to a different place. Like, he was not staying here, so.
Yeah.
Well, I would be like.
He was supposed to be meeting you guys in the morning.
Where's that little fella?
I don't know. We still got, like, I don't know, 20 minutes before we're supposed to meet up. It's probably just sleeping. Or getting ready. Went back to his farm. You know, perfectly good in room here.
Odd aura. I can't put a finger on it.
Almost offended on Boshar's say a calf and not wanting to stay here.
I just sense
Mr. Monk who goes to the abandoned monastery that no one lives in. He has a weird aura reading.
I'll call you want, but auras are a real thing. Aren't you a blob?
What does that have anything to do with anything?
You are making fun of the monastery that...
The abandoned monastery that has no one living in it? Yeah, I am making fun of it. What's...
But you're doing it at the monk's expense. So if we're gonna make fun of the monks, might as well make fun of the blob man over there.
I was born a blob man. You were chose to be a monk for an abandoned order for this broken down temple that I've seen no one in for the whole every year I've been here.
Well, maybe you're just, maybe you're googly eyes or whatever, you just aren't seeing it.
There are no eyes. There's no features.
Exactly.
I'm ignoring their bickering by reading this lovely book that I got from Zane's mom.
Well, I'm gonna need the 2 silver I paid for your room back. I wasn't gonna charge anybody else for it, but I need the 2 silver from you.
I already deducted 2 silver.
You what?
I already paid my 2 silver.
Alright, then I go to Ashar, because I paid for the room, and I take the 2 silver that you paid to him extra, and take it back to me.
I'm paying 2 silver only, not paying more.
I paid for your rooms like a nice person, but now I'm regretting my choice. So now I'm going to take the 2 silver you paid for some reason, and I'm going to keep it myself.
As long as I have 2 silver deducted from me for this room, that's all right. As long as the debt is paid.
I feel like this debt, I'm over my head already. I don't know. It's been less than a day, and I already don't want to deal with the party anymore.
Hollow's Island.
I need Zane to come back. He's the only one that made any sense in this party.
Deep cut.
Flint is fine. I was doing no one's in the room and just ran to myself and Wolfer. Flint's fine. Zane, I at least know the town like I do. But come on.
I'm just here for a good time. Anyway, speaking of time, haven't heard from Torque in a bit.
Said he was going to the herbology shop, and he said he probably won't get lost. He gave him instructions, he'll be fine.
With instructions, he should be alright. It's a big city, but he knows tracking and keeping track of where he was and where he's going. He just sometimes plans other things along the way.
Someone should instruct him on how not to be weak to water.
Yes, well, you can't be strong in everything. Sometimes you gotta flex your brain once in a while. And Torque likes to flex his brain by going, this makes me unpleasant. How do I fix this? I think that's very smart of him, so you did my job.
You must show me how to flex the brain. I didn't know you could flex your brain.
I take an old book that's just like a short story, you know, and just kind of slide it gently across the table and just say, you can start here.
It's definitely a picture book.
It's definitely Torque's favorite book.
Giselle's like, ooh, I can flex a new muscle now. Let's go.
As the book's like being shown to Zell, I will say the door opens with Torque and Zane like just standing there, like.
Hey, our 2 wanderers found each other.
I definitely have like a shameful look on my face.
I think you still have like the chainmail on you at this point in time. I don't know if you've taken it.
No, you take it back.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. That's the first, got the chest in one, got the...
Definitely look beat up though, right? Because you got the crap kicked out of you.
I'm gonna look at Zane and then look at Torque and kind of just telepathically be like,
Did you beat the hell out of this wee man?
Oh no, he was practicing art on the street. It was quite enjoyable.
I see.
Zane, did you let your grandma beat you up? Like, what's happening?
I didn't make it to the farm last night.
Somebody
He
could
did,
just...
however, make it to a pole though.
Oh. We'll pull you there.
Well, if I think what it is, all my shit is in that box that Torque is currently carrying.
Well, I can try, like, laser sword the chains off, I guess, but that might hurt the thing inside it. I don't know how roguish everyone is feeling today.
My things, I could get it open, but...
Well, that's a funny conundrum,
I'll
isn't
set
it,
my
Zane?
book down and pull out a pen from my cap, and I can take a look at it and give it a try. And I do have thieves' tools on me, and I do have some sleight of hand, so I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, go for it.
That is, and that's sleight of hand, right?
Yep.
15.
15 is the way to crack this thing, so...
Nice.
Yep. Fidgeting around this oversized lock, there are, instead of like most pin locks are normally like 4 actual pins you have to click through, this is 7 to actually click. That's why it was a 15 to actually get through this thing. So like as you're going through, you're like, oh, like shit, this is a lot harder lock, but you're able to like play it cool enough that nobody notices. That it takes you a little bit longer, but finally you get that last click and the big lock just drops and all the chains loosely fall off to the side.
I get startled when the lock hits the table. Like that's how just barely I got that lock. So I do a little jump like that.
It's a much larger lock than I'm used to, but there you go. And I'm just gonna casually, well, hopefully it's not trapped, but I'm gonna toss it open and just kind of have a look in there.
A giant tongue slips out. I'm joking. No, it opens.
Night lunches on you.
A lot of mimic in here. No, the chest opens up, and it's the remaining of Dolus's stuff, like just stuffed in this chest. Well, I said Dolus, Zane, stuff thrown in here.
I'm gonna try and grab something of his without anybody noticing. It just,
Oh, like, I was staring at that box intently, like, my...
you're impressed with my skills of picking the lock, that you might not notice my hands wiping something
Roll a
out.
deception check, and you have to roll a perception check there, Zane.
Deception? You're making me roll deception?
Yep, I mean, sleight of hand, like, you're trying to, like, play it off that you're taking something, like, you're not taking something. So even if, your sleight of hand would be good, but you now have to try to lie through it, because he's watching.
Okay.
That's why I'm not making you
Alright.
do sleight of hand.
Deception's -1. Let's fuck around and find out.
Because you can take something, but you now have to try to, like, lie about it, basically.
I rolled an 18, so it's a 17.
You're like, oh, I dropped this in here. It's actually mine.
Yeah.
Well, I met that with a 17 also.
Who would be the defender here?
Yeah, well, Zane said he was watching. I was giving Flint, like, you were getting the freebie of being able to grab something, but you had to lie your way through this, and I will say Zane is picking up on you taking something.
And I'm just like, yeah, I gotta work on my poker face, I know.
And then just kind of drop it back into the chest and go sit down.
Play it cool.
I'm going to look through and, like, I'm going into my backpack and, like, going deep into my backpack
Yep.
to the spot where I've hidden the map.
It's not there.
Well, now, I think that you just about used up your usefulness today, Zane.
Well,
Unless anybody has a really good memory.
So the Phoenix Braves took their map back. Well, good thing I have a date with them in 2 days. Nightfall. We're gonna get wet.
well, they did say the same phrase to me before they knocked my ass out.
And guess you're invited. The whole party.
I think so.
The whole crew is invited now.
So, can I use the Wanderer feature from my Outlander background that says I have excellent memory for maps?
Do you have anything to write down in a map?
I do.
Get my brain that I'm trying to flex right now.
You're trying to double flex your brain in one day? Can he do it?
I legitimately have an ink pen. I have ink, an ink pen, and one sheet of parchment that I could assist him with writing out the map to his memory.
Okay.
It was in my adventures pack, my starting pack, so.
You have excellent memory, and additionally, you can find food and water. I just want to make sure, like, if there was anything additionally from the Wanderers, but I mean, you studied the map. You said that you studied the map pretty well when you first saw it, correct? So I would say, memory-wise, even flexing it, in your memory right now, yes, it is in your head. So you can recall what you saw. I'll make it a different to remap it out, though. I'll make it a sleight of hand check to basically remap it out.
Is there any way I can assist him with just...
Yeah, you can give him advantage to rewrite this down.
Hey, I need somebody.
I don't know why it would be sleight of hand, but whatever.
Yeah, I can the dexterity, like make sure your hand's writing what your brain thinks it's writing.
Correct. Yeah, makes sense. Or it could be survival, I guess, technically, just rewriting it.
Yeah.
What is normally the calligraphy, like, kit? What is that?
Performance usually.
Is it performance?
That makes sense.
Gotcha.
It's like art almost.
Well, he has negative. He has negative performance, so we're gonna keep it sleight of hand for this time around, just so you can get that.
Alright, well, I rolled it and I got a 18.
18. With the parchment and ink that Flint provides, the map that initially was shown, you're able to re-sketch it out. Here. Here you guys go. You can go back to the very blurry, blown-up version of the red dotted line map.
Just to clarify, it says I have 10 sheets of single sheet of paper, so I'm just going to remove one.
Yep. So,
I feel like when I'm drawing this out, I'm just like full fist death gripping the pen and almost carve the paper and the dotted lines. I'm just sitting there like stabbing and making little holes in the paper.
My assistance is simply don't rip the damn
Stop!
just little I'm teaching him how to draw trees. Like, you just wiggle a little bit.
It's good to have this to fall back on, so we don't need the brain necessarily. But are we still doing the plan that we should maybe see what they have on it?
Might be good. Honestly, I mean, if you have a date already that you're meeting them.
You two. They definitely saw us together. They gave you the word too and no other indication. You're definitely that's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Read you
It is what I get for poking and prodding.
the full note that was left to me. The salvage yard, nightfall in 2 days. The trail starts. Fins needed, so I'm assuming we're swimming.
My only question was always if we could get to Little Point, if it would just, because it's a much shorter boat ride if the water's really bad, but then we'd have to go through Court Landing and all that nonsense. It'd take a lot longer. Your initiation's in 2 days, and they're just gonna show up whenever.
We're supposed to show up at the salvage yard. And there's a trail there. To follow. Being like in this edge of the world for a while, do I know anything about Little Point? Like, is it like probably not as big as like Ebonwatch, but like
It's not. Little Point is a third of the size of Ebonwatch. Hezilleon actually just came from there. Technically, Flint, Torque, and Hezilleon, Flint and Torque, you came off prior to this, you stopped at Little Point for a second. That's where Zale got on for his shipment, and then came on down. So,
Wait, so much about like we're lucky we're gonna find a ship that can handle like the currents we're gonna have to go through in Little Point.
coming down south is a lot easier than going north.
So the peeling of the road would be, I don't think the road is an option.
I think we wait the 2 days for this meeting. Prepare what we can.
I guess we need some like potions of water breathing for you losers, because I can hold my breath for an hour, but you probably can't. Get some like water gear.
Do you have lungs?
No, that's why I don't need to breathe for an hour. It's all through the skin. Osmosis is what it's. If I wanted to, I would have like a cookie in front of me. Like I can just eat like this and just put my hand over the cookie and it just dissolves into my body. That like boom, I ate that cookie.
You must teach me how to do this.
You're
Tor's gonna try.
You can't.
They all just absolutely blown away right now.
I just picture Twerk smashing this cookie on the table right now.
Dork, you're not a plasmoid.
Like, amazing. Cookie didn't even crumble.
Yeah, so prepare for our water adventure. Maybe talk to the boat captains anyways, and just in case we need like a fast getaway.
Yeah, we probably should do that before we have this meeting.
Just in case things go like way belly up and we need to leave. And it turns into a race. So, going all together? Are we doing? Are we separating? What do you guys? How do you guys want to do this? I got some names for some boats.
Well, if we're searching for the same damn treasure that they're searching for, then brevity is going to be the most important thing. And if they're expecting you at a certain time, perhaps we should beat them to the punch, and then whatever your meeting is afterwards, we might already have the score. But whether or not we can get there in that short amount of time remains to be seen. I don't know how long the boat ride's gonna be.
Much doesn't seem like it. The Phoenix Braves do own the town. They're probably going to know when we leave, now that they've seen and have Zane's map. So I don't know how well getting ahead of them is going to do. Might as well just see what they probably want at this point. But that's always out. We can't just take off. We have the map that Zale made now. But I'm just saying, they're probably going to know when we leave. And know what we're doing if we do leave.
Paulo's definitely right on that one. They're going to know if we skip town.
Cork, what do you think about all this?
Well, there's not too much to think about. If we leave, sounds like they're gonna know we left. And if we stay, sounds like they're gonna know we stayed. If only there was a way that everyone would just leave at the same time. Like maybe a fight. Maybe an arena fight. You get everyone out of town at the same time.
I like your thinking. Pulls you back to the arena, but I like the direction that you're going with. So you're saying that we make some kind of a diversion.
Is that what I was saying? I just want to fight, but that sounds good too.
Yeah, well.
And I see that Torque's eyes and Ezale's eyes are like just kind of spinning like gears as I'm using big words, and I'm just like, ugh.
We should ride together as a unit. We have a lead, we have a job, we have a team. More than what most have out there. We bonded, we murdered some people in an alleyway.
Fond memories.
Sound like group consensus is just bouncing and leaving. But
I have no, don't have the coin for shopping. Do we know exactly what this treasure is, or are we just going on a whim? Is it gems? Is it an artifact? Is it just coins in general?
All of which could prove useful.
As
Of
far
course,
as-
yes. I mean,
far as we know-
I'd be a good gem myself, but
As far as we know, it is basically the Phoenix Braves' collection of gold and earnings from conquering not only Ebonwatch, but from before when they came down from Gastro.
yeah, so certainly, if this score exists, it would sounds like it could be enough to be lucrative enough that this could be our one job and pay for quite a few things. But obviously we would need each of us to pull something like this off because it's obviously going to be guarded. We're not just going to walk on an empty beach, drink champagne, and walk off with a big old treasure chest. You don't think that we're just going to walk off with the chest, do you?
It's not-
Well, like, your friend kind of walked straight here with the chest, did he not?
Torque is a different breed entirely, but
And now I'm lost in thought, and I'm gonna chew on a matchstick.
so it sounds like nobody wants to wait to talk to the Phoenix Braves. Everyone just wants to leave now.
Yeah, we need to wait.
I agree, but no one else wants to.
Take
So what do you suggest? We get some work in the meanwhile, wait for this meeting, and then we try and take this shit afterwards.
I mean, I was scheming something after what Torque said about starting a fund. Not in the literal sense. Not in your sense, Torque, but
He talked just like, just want to throw hands with someone.
there. The meeting's more than likely for me and Hollow, let's be honest. We're the two that the phrase has been sent to.
Makes sense. We've been in town for a while.
Yeah. But you four could make the Phoenix
Gonna
Braves
look around the room
right.
because that kind of fingers.
There is, and I know you say it's not abandoned, Wilford, but there's a big monastery in the middle of town.
We're just gonna interrupt you, and we can say that the Braves want us to fight in there so they can recruit us, and I can fight.
I was more thinking creating a distraction with something quite old and flammable.
Burn down the old monastery.
Are you really suggesting that we commit arson as a distraction to go rob the gang that owns this city?
Yes.
Hold up, Flint. This actually, this sounds good. I like it. let's set a building on fire.
Wilford, if it's not abandoned, maybe just get everybody out.
I assume that's all you do is set buildings on fire.
I'm not hearing a no, don't do it. That's all.
Flint is actually, at this idea, going to completely stonewall blank face and just not respond, but not completely be present at all to the conversation for a good couple of minutes.
So we're gonna burn down a building to distract them,
They run
and
the
that
town. The building would spread so much throughout the town, they would have to do something about it.
So you want to burn down more than the building?
No, I'm saying it. They will put out the fire because
You
this
hope.
is their town. But it will give us enough time.
How close is the monastery to the galleon?
Pretty far. Well, literally, the monastery is close to where Torch just went for the herbal shop. So the monastery is in the almost in front of the actual Braves citadel.
Awesome. Right on their doorstep.
I forgot I have this.
Wait, was that monastery made of stone or wood?
You guys haven't gone close enough. Oh wait, to the monastery? The monastery is stone, but it's boarded up. The roof is wood, and the building itself is decaying for the most part. So, but it's all boarded up. But yeah, we're where the Tomehaven archives are, right around that area is where the monastery is.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that's halfway across town.
Yep.
Galleon probably won't get it on fire, so that's all I really cared about.
Yeah, the monastery is pretty close to that central, the Crimson Shore Plaza area. And this general facility is where the monastery's at.
Gotcha.
Pretty much, this is your religion block of the archives is technically the library. Monastery is over here. A couple other religious temples are and stuff, but
Gotcha.
This is out of character, but you want to set fire to a building that's 2 blocks away from a library also,
I didn't realize we were good guys all of a sudden.
We're about to rob a group that's controlling the city. We've got to distract them somehow, and it's right on their doorstep.
We could just punch them in the mouth.
That won't work very well. There's a lot of those.
Pretty
There's a lot of them.
He's held up to something here. Let's just punch them in the mouth. I think that's a win-win for everyone here.
I feel like if we set the building on fire, someone is going to punch us in the mouth. We might as well be the first to strike.
Yes, let's punch them in the mouth first.
Only if we get caught.
But instead, we find it out, we'd be able to just walk out with a treasure chest. I highly doubt that we'd be able to set a building on fire and just walk away.
We have 2 days to figure it out.
Wolfward, do you have anything to add to this?
We're gonna talk about burning your monastery down.
I will follow you.
All right, there goes the monastery.
No.
No intervention from Wilford? Got it.
To whom it may concern,
They say it's not abandoned, so maybe we should.
the monastery is going to
Travis, now's the time if you're with us. The plan is to burn down the monastery that you want to go visit.
It's already kind of fucked up as it is. It's my now.
Perfect. Wilford can go in because he belongs there. and he can burn it down without any questions.
I'm not comfortable with being the one to burn it down.
Someone going with Wilford then.
Someone I feel comfortable about this.
Someone big and clumsy, maybe.
My suggestion would be let me go back to the monastery and speak with the master about this. Because if
I thought it was abandoned.
How good is his insurance?
I think I need to speak with the master there.
And tell them to get out because we're burning it down.
What? It's still 2 nights from now.
We have 2 days. Let me.
You go talk to your master. I'll get some fins or whatever. Someone get water breathing potions for you people who can't hold your breath. And everyone else can do wherever they want. And we'll be back here tomorrow morning or whatever. If you don't like the burning monastery plan, think of a different plan while you're in town.
I will do my best, but unfortunately, we're all on board, it seems, to commit arson.
We're on board for the only plan currently. If you come up with a different plan, we can talk about it.
Exactly.
I will consider our options before committing to this plan.
On another note, I do need to go to the farm. I still haven't been there since last night.
Oh, your poor mother is gonna wonder where you are. Zane, I should ask earlier, how old are you?
I'm in my 50s.
Ah, you're a halfling. Right.
Yes, you better not get grounded or you can't be a gangbanger anymore.
I mean, no, it's... You know how my mother is. You've seen her, how she is.
Can't be out running those streets after sundown.
Yeah, don't get knocked down again this time.
If someone wants to stick with me this time, I apologize.
You know,
Last
you're
night-
really hard to stick around with, you know.
You're like, I need to go
We
back to
met
my
you,
farm.
we got followed into an alleyway and attacked. We saved you guys out of getting stabbed to death from people that you owe money to.
That had nothing to do with Zane. That was only had to do with Hollow.
Regardless, I'm kind of addressing this whole situation as a whole. I mean, we came into this town, Torque and I, and immediately got thrown into bullshit. That doesn't quite seem like things are going very good in this town. So, we might as well find some friends that are here to do the dirty work that the city needs done.
Well, seems entertaining enough. I will travel with you, little thing.
I will
So you
also,
luck, someone will try to snap it together.
I will also travel the
I thought you needed to
I
talk.
thought you were going to your monastery.
same. I can do more things than you give me credit for, tall thing.
Oh, dang.
That's right, I'm just calling you a thing right now.
Flint, I forgot my name for a second there. Flint is just rubbing his temples, just in the dialogue between everybody at the table. It's just almost attacking his intelligence
Your brain
modifier.
Yes, I think I do need to rest this muscle.
Just recovery is part of growth.
Jane, how
Let's
far
take
out
care.
is the monastery from going towards the farm?
The farm is in the opposite direction.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Well, then perhaps I won't be accompanying you. I will be hearing your screams from afar.
Maybe a battle cry.
be no screams from us.
Not very much.
Don't count me out. But if you're joining me at the farm, Hollow, you're getting fins, you said?
Yes.
Probably just need the 2 sets for us, I think.
Oh, right. Yes. How's your breathing underwater?
Not good.
I'll get you a water breathing potion too.
And then the other 3, Torque, Wilfer, and Flint. I'm guessing you guys are going to the monastery.
I'll go where I'm needed. But I want you all to know that I don't like it.
Why are you going to the monastery with Wilfer to talk with the master there?
The monastery master. Eminem.
Oh, I got nothing for that.
Talk, will you stay in or will you go into the monastery? I don't know why we're splitting up so soon already. It seems kind of quick.
Because you guys don't know each other that well.
Yeah.
But
I'll travel to the monastery. And before we go, we are not burning it down today, correct?
No.
That's okay.
No, not today. Do not burn it down today.
Alright. Don't burn it down today.
We are thinking of ways to avoid burning it down, but that is the current plan and don't come up with anything else.
Out of character, I'm so upset that Cameron's character isn't named Steel right now because the plan is to burn this place down. And Flint and Steel would just be perfect for it.
that is really funny.
I love me a good fire pun. So, what do we do first?
So, splitting up, it sounds like. Zane and Hazel head towards the Grave Farm. Hollow, you're going to go find some fins and water breathing potion. And unfortunately, the best options that you know of.
The gold market or whatever it was called, golden horn, golden tusk.
The Golden Anchor Tavern.
So glad it was golden something.
Sorry, nope, that's not it. That's the tavern.
Oh,
The Nightfall Bazaar.
that was way off.
Nightfall Bazaar and the Blackthorn Market.
Oh, the golden ring was the bad tavern.
Yes. Yep. You were heading towards the Blackthorn Market.
I'm gonna like keep my hood pulled way low, everything tucked in, so I try not to be recognized.
Torque, Flint, Wolfor, you guys head downtown towards the Crimson Plaza. There, outside the monastery, the 3 of you wait out the abandoned building. The doors boarded up, windows closed off. Walking down the street, you see a lizard folk, old woman, slow pacing. She stops before the 3 of you. Looks up at the monastery. Looks at you, Wilfor. You have failed the first task.
I forgot the soup. I forgot the soup.
Yeah, right now that's
Hold as hell in your backpack.
Yep.
You do not belong in the robes of Ebonwatch. Be gone.
I
My work here to train you is
really
done.
that big of a deal.
As she slowly starts walking away.
What did you say, Elders? It was giving us some nonsense.
She says, "You have failed your first task. You do not belong in the robes of Ebonwatch. My work, you are no longer a student. My work here is done," and slowly starts walking away.
And I offered to heat up your soup to save your job.
Master, would you hear why the soup was not delivered?
Will it make the soup more cold? Listening to this story.
As a matter of fact, the soup can be hot. And then I will kind of clicks behind me. I'll just kind of unzip my, or have my bag kind of open up and backhand it to him. You know.
I'll cast Produce Flame and just kind of hold the soup in my hand and slowly warm it up.
While he's heating it up, I will regale kind of the back out fight and the liquid creature foam form. And how we fled to not draw attention and all that stuff. So that is why the soup was not delivered in a timely fashion.
You have run into a slithering tracker, you say.
Is that what they're called?
That is what they are called. Been popping up quite recently. Not in town, though. That's the first I've heard of it. And I'm changing my voice from British back to old lady, because that's what she's supposed to be. A lot of old ladies, as you guys can tell.
Yeah.
And as you hand her the soup, are you handing her the soup, Flint?
Yeah, I'll,
No.
as you probably know, Produce Flame is just a cantrip, so
Yeah.
I just at will turn it off. And
Yep. She touches the bowl. It's too hot. She drops it. Shatters. And as the soup spills out, it's tomato soup, if you remember, and hits the ground. I wanted it cold. Why would you do that?
If you ever wonder what she's asked, is it going to make it colder? Like, why would you want it cold there?
Ew.
it's the one cold soup flavor.
Gotcha.
There you go.
You don't listen to directions. Once again, you failed me. And see what the soup spells? Failure! That's what that says right there!
I didn't cast the spells, to be fair.
If I,
But you need to look past Willful. If you are to train under me, look past the soup on the surface. What do you see? That is where we're going to end today.
More soup.
soup metaphor?
Soup metaphor! So,
Surfaced.
oh my god. I gotcha! But yeah, no.
I knew it was coming up. I was waiting for you to be like, you failed, be gone. And then be like, that's where we end. I expected you
I
to
know.
stop right there, and
No.
I was gonna be like, you fucking suck.
So, thank you guys for tuning in to, Purple Worm Syndicate. Until next time, we love you and peace out.